Good morning, I'm Bethany Vaughn. This is Red Hot Yoga. This is Power Level 2. Knees to the inside edge of the mat. Tops of the feet are down. Big toes are touching. Arms long out in front of you. Easing the hips and buttocks back towards the heels. Creating lots and lots of space in between your vertebrae. Breathe all over all sides of your chest. Notice if your breath is going into the back, into the sides, into the front of your entire chest cavity. And if not, if you need to create a little bit more space, take a cleansing breath or two. And a cleansing breath is in the nose and out the mouth. Toes should be touching evenly. Just make a subtle adjustment if necessary. Your inner upper thighs are in contact with your low ribs. This is especially important if you have a back issue or if you're pregnant, you need that upper to lower body support. And engage Mula Bandha. This is your low belly strength, lifting in the pelvic floor all the way up through your belly button. You should feel the low belly come in, up, and back. And you'll notice that this low lock is more difficult to keep engaged on your inhalation than it is on your exhalation. So as we move through the practice today, make a conscious effort to engage and re-engage at Mula Bandha. You should set an intention for your class. Once you've set an intention, release it to the universe with total trust and without any conditions. If you find the back of your neck doesn't feel long enough, you feel like you have some tightness into the back of the neck where it meets your shoulders, then move your chin a little towards your chest. If you feel like you have gripping in your throat, then move your chin a little away from your chest. And also notice the area around where the neck meets the shoulders. Take the arms wider if necessary to alleviate the stress and tension that may be living up in your shoulders right now, so that you can start relaxing into the moment. Your inhalations and your exhalations should last the same length of time now. In and out evenly through the nose. And those of you who are familiar with Ujjayi style breath, start to amp it up. It's breath that you can hear as well as feel. Notice in this active child's pose, as you stay with it, the thighs start to open, the spine begins to elongate, the low back starts to lengthen, the upper back becomes more broad, and you can take fuller and deeper breaths as you stay with the pose. This is a really good example of what true power is. When we commit to something, when we stay with it, when we allow ourselves to feel it, when we work with it, then we can actually create a lot more strength, power, trust, Keep re-engaging Mula Bandha. We're going to take 2 more breaths here. At the bottom of your exhale, let's take the low belly in, up, and back. And on your next inhale, we're going to rise up onto all fours. Go ahead and line up your wrists underneath your shoulders. Spread the fingers wide. Line up your knees underneath your hips. Neutralize in your neck. You can choose to tuck your toes forward, or you may want to keep the tops of your feet down. Take a deep inhale from your tail to your crown. And on the exhale, tucking your tail, start rounding your back upward towards the sky, coming into cat. On the inhalation, lifting from the chin and chest, spine goes toward the mat, tail will lift up last. This is your cow. And then tucking into your tail, rounding your back, bringing it into your cat, and moving into 8 more rounds of cat-cows. You can move your hips forward and back. You can make circular motions with your hips, going in both directions an equal number of times. Let's just fill up this entire room with breath, breathing in and breathing out. Those of you that are a little bit more experienced, really amp it up. Give it your best effort, so folks who are a little bit less familiar or new to the higher level practice can start experiencing what it's like to breathe deeply, first by hearing you, as they learn to understand what it feels like on a personal level. And we're going to thread the needle if you want to, taking one arm underneath the other, opening up. And one of the ways that we learn as human beings is that we listen to others, watch others. It's not all through just hearing words or reading words. It's through example. Finish up with your last rounds. Go ahead and neutralize into your spine. Spread your fingers super, super wide. Tuck your toes forward. Take a deep inhale in the upper back. And on the exhale, lifting the seat up and back into downward facing dog. Move your feet back away from your hands an inch or two. Parallel hip distance to your feet, and then go ahead and walk your dog. Bending alternate knees. Take a little bit of hang time in each of your heels. One leg, drop the heel towards the opposite leg, open up in the hip and side body. Roll out your ankle, go in both directions. I've got 2 more people coming in, and then that's it. So we got to see if we can find a spot for them. Need you to help me out. That would be awesome. Here. One more spot here. Okay, perfect. Here. All is well. Turn your feet to the left, drop the hips down to the right, and vice versa. Go back and forth a couple of times. big dog for 2 more breaths. Now down dog is a position that you know we come to many times throughout this sequence. It should feel like a rest. You should be able to connect with your breath. And it's important that you're aligned. Hands shoulder distance. Feet hip distance or slightly wider, 12 inches if you're over 5'5". Create a larger base. Heels hiding behind toes, thighs engaging, low belly in, up and back. Head relaxed, spine very, very long. Head coming close to the mat, heels coming down towards the mat. If your heels are down but your head is not, the pose is too short. Make adjustments. Then look to the space between your hands and walk up into that space. And you're going to take your feet hip distance or wider and bend your knees generously. Get your low ribs touching your high thighs. Back issues, pregnancies. Keep your hands on the ground for support. Otherwise, grab opposite elbows. Your thumbs go right in the creases of your elbows. You hang your head and turn right and left in a no motion. Nod your head in a yes motion. You can take your head around in little circles, going in both directions, breathing. Stilling your head, we switch the grip, and we move the hips from side to side, bending alternate knees, hips left, torso right, and vice versa, side to side, back and forth. Keep your weight even across your feet, and keep re-engaging your low lock. Little weight towards the toes, hips over ankle bones. And then bring it center line, hanging the arms down like a rag doll. People who have issues in their back or who are pregnant, feet stay hip distance, knees bending, hands will walk up bent legs. Otherwise, toe heel the feet so that they come side by side. Hit your thighs back, tail tucks down, and slowly round yourself upright. You're going to take the shoulders down and back 2 times, and then come to the very top of your mat with your toes and your heels and your ankles to touch. And Liz is going to guide you through your sun salutation A's. She's in the level 200 training. Give her feedback afterwards. We appreciate it.
Inhale, arms up. Exhale, down. Plant your hands on the ground. Step back with the left foot. Knee to the ground. Arms up, low lunge. Bring your arms back down. Step back. Lower to the mat. The hands stay where they are. Cobra, Bhujangasana. Come on down, flat. Down dog. Step up with the left. Arms up, low lunge. Hands to the mat, forward bend. Rise, arms up, and bow down. Step back to the right side, low lunge. Arms up. Step back with the left foot. Down to the mat, cobra. In, arms up. Exhale, down dog. Come on up. Second set of these. Step up with the left. Or up, step up with the right. Forward bend. Bow. Rise up and bow. Step back with the left. Low lunge. Arms up. Hands down. Step back. Lower to the mat. Cobra. Exhale. Down dog. Step up with the left. Arms up. Low lunge. Hands to the mat. Forward bend. Rise and bow. Step back with the right. Low lunge. Arms to the mat. Step back. Lower to the ground. Low cobra. Come on down. Exhale. Down dog. Step up with the right. Low lunge. Arms up. Hands to the mat. Bring it on forward. Then rise and bow down. Step back with the left. Low lunge. Hands to the mat. Lower yourself down to the mat. Fingers out wide. Auspicious cobra. Come on down and down dog. Step up with the left. Low lunge. Forward bend and rise. Back down. Step back with the left. Arms down to the mat. Now step back and hold in plank. Move the left hand and the left leg center of the mat. Let's go into side plank. Vastasthasana. You need to modify. Bring that lower leg down to the knee of the mat. Take one deep breath here. Turn around. Bring it back down into plank. Chaturanga. Up dog and down dog. Step up with the left. Low lunge. Arms up. Bring the hands to the mat. Come on up. Forward fold. Rise and bow. Step back with the right. Low lunge. Come into plank. High push-up plank. Hold. Come up. Turn. Bring your right hand and your right foot center of the mat. Turn to the right. Modify as needed. And hold your side plank. Take one deep breath here. Bring the arm down. High push-up plank. Chaturanga. Up dog and down dog. Step up with the right. Arms up. Come on up. Forward bend. Rise and bow. Bring, come on down. Step back with the left. Arms up. Hands to the mat. Right leg back. Chaturanga. Up dog and down dog. Step up with the left. Low lunge. Arms up. Come on up. Forward bend. Rise and bow. Step back with the right. Low lunge. Hands to down. Chaturanga. Up dog and down dog. And this is step up with the right. Arms down. Forward bend. Arms up and bow. Last set. Left foot back. Low lunge. Hands to the mat. Step back. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Step up with the left. Low lunge. Hands to the mat. Forward fold. Deep folds. Arms up. Bow. And down. Last foot. Right side. Step back with the left. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Step up with the right. Arms up. Forward bend and stay in this position. Feet separated approximately 12 to 15 inches apart and straight. Straight legs unless you are modifying, you have a back injury or you are pregnant. Now this is the time for you to nurture yourself a little bit. You can interlace your hands and stretch your shoulders. You can plant your palms down and just relax. You can do Padahastasana and scoop your heels from the front or the back. You can grab your peace fingers on your big toe. You can just cradle from side to side with your arms. Take some time to just relax and nurture yourself right now. Bend your knees if necessary. On an inhale, toe feet and heels together unless you are modifying. And on an inhale breath, bring the arms up, rise, and bring your hands to heart center.
Excellent. We're going to move into V series on an inhale breath. Raise your arms above your head. Bend your knees and sit down into your imaginary chair. This is Utkatasana, fierce pose, awkward pose, chair pose, powerful pose. Shoot it up, and on the exhalation, bow forward. Then scoop the chest up, looking up halfway. And now you can either step or you can jump back, chaturanga. Inhalation for upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot forward for the warrior one. Hold your pose. Chest is squared forward. Left knee bending 90. Right leg straight. Outer edge of right foot firmly on the mat. Hands come down. Step back and lower. Inhalation up. Exhalation back. Up with the right foot. Warrior one. Holding your pose. Right knee bending 90. Chest squared forward. Left leg straight. Outer edge of left foot on the mat. Change. Hands go down. Step it back and lower. Inhalation and exhalation. And we hold our downward facing dog for 2 breaths. Aligning, reconnecting with the breath, resting, looking up, step or jump, and fold, bending your knees. We sit to the imaginary chair, shoot it up, and on the exhalation, bowing forward, looking up, come on back, lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take your left foot forward, warrior one. As soon as you're up, let's bring it right back down. From your down dog, move into your right side, warrior one. As soon as you're up, bringing it back down. Meeting in downward facing dog, taking 3 breaths this time. Get your thighs back. Pull your low belly in, up and back until you feel the frontal hip bones coming closer. Until you feel each side of your sacrum getting more broad. Pull the sacrum in. Look up. Step or jump. Exhale and fold. Bending your knees. Sitting down into your chair. Shooting it up on the exhale, bowing forward. Looking up halfway. Come on back, let's lower. Inhale. Exhale. Left foot up, triangle, come directly in. Left hand is behind left ankle. Right arm is up. Both legs are straight. Use a block if you need to. If you don't have the block, you can always put your hand onto your shin. Turn the waist and the chest and the shoulders and the neck. Frame the forward foot with your head on your knee. Wide Parsvottanasana. Look up halfway, lift into standing split. Two more breaths. Amp up your legs. But one of the best ways to get your legs to engage is to pull in your low belly and then try and engage your legs and push them away from each other. Then step your feet so that they come side by side and bend your knees and sit down into your chair. Cross your left arm underneath your right at the elbow and wrist, and then take your left leg and cross it up and over your right, wrapping your foot, coming into Gardadasana Eagle. Fly your eagle forward. Use the weight of your torso on your thighs to help open up your hips. Come lower. Keep lifting the elbows and lengthening the palms, squeezing the arms, squeezing the legs. Put weight to the standing heel. Release to sit in your chair. Good. Shoot it up. And on the exhale, bow. You look up halfway. Come on back. Lower. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Taking a breath. Your right leg up and take it forward for triangle. Coming directly in. Engaging both legs straight. Strengthen the arms. Pull in the belly. Lift the chest. Frame the forward foot. Put the head on the knee. Bring the left hip around. You don't have to deepen the angle of your foot. You should have that mobility in your hips, but if you don't, that's okay. Then you gotta bring the foot around, then you might have to shorten the stance. Looking up halfway, and working the hands forward to lift up into the standing split. And what you'll notice is you're gonna feel like your thighs are really, really heavy if you're not engaging Mula Bandha. So draw in your pelvic floor, suck in your lower belly. Notice right away how you can press through both of your feet better. Now engage your thighs and send your thighs away from each other, lift higher. Take a little weight forward, move the hips forward, lift the leg more. As you look for your toes, you should not be able to see them. And then step the feet side by side. You're gonna bend your knees and sit down in your imaginary chair. This time take the right arm, cross it underneath the left, the elbow and wrist. Take the right leg, cross it up and over the left, placing your foot. Align, squeeze, lay your torso on your thigh. Keep engaging low belly, pushing chest forward, pulling shoulder blades down, using weight of torso to open the hips. Squeeze, weight to the heel. 3, 2, sit right back down in your chair. Shoot it up. Exhalation, bow down. Look up halfway and take the vinyasa. And step or jump. Inhale and exhale. Four breaths. Look up, step or jump, fold, bending your knees. We're going to sit down into the chair, shoot it up, exhalation, bow, looking up halfway, come on back, let's lower, inhaling, and exhaling, and the left foot comes up for warrior one. Hold your pose. And clasp your hands and interlace behind you. Inhalation, lift the chest. Exhalation, fold. Taking the arms up and over. Use a strap if you need to in between your hands or a towel. Try not to push your hip out to the side. Pull your left hip in. Inhale back up into warrior one. Straighten your forward leg and turn your feet so they face the long mirror wall. Put your hands on your hips. Loop your tail under. We're going into Prasarita. Roll your shoulder heads back. Then exhale and hinge forward. If someone's buttocks is in front of you, go around them. Walk back through your legs. Feel free to stand on your head. You can grab your ankles. You can scoop underneath the edges of your feet. And then the head to come to the ground. Draw the shoulder blades down away from the neck. You should be able to turn your head to the right and to the left, not in your headstand, but in the Prasarita. I'll tell you something funny about that. That's actually not entirely true. Master yogis can actually do that. Please don't try it. Good, and then inhale, come up. And toe heel in a couple of times. Then we're going to turn our right foot in almost 80 degrees. The left foot so that it faces forward. Put your left hand on your hip, reach your right arm up. Lean back, lifting the chest. Come forward, and when you get parallel to the ground, put your right hand on the outside of your left foot and turn your waist and your chest. And and your shoulders and your neck coming into the revolving triangle. And then fold into Parsvottanasana. Just look forward and step your right foot to meet your left. And bend your knees and sit down in your chair. Beautiful. Shoot it up. And on the exhale, bow. Look up halfway. Come on back. Lower. Inhaling and exhaling. And now the right foot's going to come up for warrior one. And we hold. And we clasp the hands in the opposite interlace. Inhalation and exhalation. Folding, humble warrior. Breathing into any of those tight spots, pulling that right hip in. Strengthening both your thighs. Remember earlier when we were doing the standing split, and you engaged the low belly, you were able to get more power in your legs. Do that here. Then inhale, upright warrior one. Straighten the forward leg. And turn the feet so they face the long orange wall. Hands onto the hips. Tailbone under. Chest opening. Hinge forward. Prasarita. Walk your hands back. Stand on your head if you like. You can grab underneath the edges of your feet to intensify the stretch. Put the forehead down. Engage your low belly, the deeper you will go, because not only does it create access to engage your legs more, it creates the ability to move your chest in this pose closer to the floor. If you're on your head, go ahead, come down. And then everybody, inhalation, rise. Toe heel in twice. Turn your left foot in and your right foot forward. Put your right hand under your hip. Lift your left arm up and begin to come forward. And when you get parallel with the ground, put your left hand to the outside of your right foot. Your fingers should point in the same direction as your toes. And then you start to turn and rotate, coming into the revolving triangle. And guess what you should engage to go deeper? Parsvottanasana, coming into the forward bend. And then just looking up halfway, step your left foot to your right, and bending your knees. I'm going to sit down into our chair. Shoot it up, and on the exhale, bow. I'm looking up halfway, let's bring it back and lower. Meeting in down dog. Dropping down into dolphin. Lay your forearms down. Interlace if you need to. Elbows slightly narrow of shoulders. Palms flat. Toes tucked forward. Inhale to upper back. Exhale, lift. Seat goes up and back. Toes towards nose, nose towards toes. Do not let your shoulders exceed your elbows. You can look and see. Ideally, your heels will be down on the ground. Head is not on the ground. Drop down onto your knees. Take your knees wide. Tops of feet down. Big toes touching. Round up. We're coming into camel. Y'all thought we were going to rest. Drop your tail, lift your chest, arc backwards. Good, inhale and rise. Now, hopefully you're near the top of your mat, because if you want to shoot it back from crow into chaturanga, I'm going to give you that option. You don't have to do that, okay? But do place your hands down. Come up onto your toes. And you're going to take your knees onto your upper outer arms. And lift your feet off the ground. And if you'd like to shoot back, you can shoot back into chaturanga, or you can just step back. Good. Inhalation and exhalation. Downward facing dog. Left foot forward, warrior one. Come right back down. Other side, right side. Bring it back down. Meeting in downward facing dog. We're going to Ekapadara down dog. And one of the reasons we're doing this is to help encourage the engagement of your low belly lock. So lift up one of your legs. You pick which one, it doesn't matter which one, we only have two. When you feel like you're starting to move forward into your wrists, you need to engage your low belly and engage your thighs. Bring your chest closer to your thighs instead of further away. Okay, put that leg down. Lift the other leg. The leg is not lifting upward towards the sky, opening the hip. We're not flaring open the hip. Rotate the thigh internally. And only lift the leg as high as your chest can keep coming towards the thigh. That's what lifts the leg higher. That's what gives you a deeper down dog. Now when you put that foot down, I want you to engage your legs as much as you just were, one leg at a time. And notice how much closer you can get your head to the floor. Strengthen your arms too. Good, look up, step or jump. Fold in, bend your knees. We're gonna sit down into the imaginary chair, shoot it up, and on the exhale, bowing forward. Looking up halfway, come on back, let's lower. Inhaling and exhaling. We're taking the left foot forward for warrior two. Chest is facing the long mirrored wall. Arms are extended to the left and to the right at shoulder height. Your gaze is over your left hand. You're gonna flip your left palm and reach it back, coming into the reverse, warrior two. Take it into Parsvakonasana. If you'd like to bind, you're welcome to bind. You can take your left arm under and your right arm behind. Turning your waist and your chest and your shoulders and your neck. Release your binding. Put your left hand behind your left ankle. Straighten the leg. Come into triangle. Put your top hand on your hip, bend your forward knee, lift up into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Hands to the ground, step the feet side by side, bend the knees, sit down in your imaginary chair, shoot it up, and on the exhale, bow down. And look up halfway. Let's bring it on back and lower. Inhalation and exhalation. Right foot comes up for warrior two. Arms are extended at shoulder height to the left and to the right. You flip the right palm and reach it back. Reverse it. Slide. And if you are bound on the other side, you need to bind here. Turn your waist and your chest and your shoulders and your neck. And release it into triangle. And bring it up into half moon. Step the feet side by side. Bend your knees and sit down in your chair. Shoot it up, and on the exhale, bow forward. This is your last beat. Look up halfway, come on back, lower. Inhalation, exhalation. Left foot forward, warrior one. Feel free to open hearted, bending the elbows, opening the heart and the chest, coming back down. Breathe. And doing your right side, last side. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog. And if you're feeling ambitious, you should turbo dog. Keeping Mula Bandha while opening your upper back, strengthening your upper back. So good. Turbo dog is when you bend your elbows toward the mat and toward each other. If you have turbo dog, go ahead and straighten out your arms. Let's take one more breath here. Make this your best down dog. Up, step or jump, fold in, bend your knees to sit down in your chair, and come up, and bring your hands to your heart. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Good. Grab some water, and then I'm going to talk to you from where I'm at, so if you can just do a quick little turnaround, and then I'll let you know what we're going to focus on. It's like the perfect temperature, perfect humidity. It's a good day. So we're going to be working on true power. On Friday night when I was teaching Power 3, it was about letting go of worry so that you could access your true power. And one of the things I was discussing with somebody actually earlier yesterday, so it was after the Friday night class and before obviously now, that we were discussing where true power comes from and where you feel it. And for me, I feel it very much in my solar plexus. And energetically, that's where your foundation, like where you come from, and all your emotions, it's where your identity of who you are from those two things lives and then meets the outside world. And so that is like your gut feeling. It's quite earthly in the way that it is not super like esoteric or conceptual. It's actually more grounded in earthly existence. Okay. The heart bridges that gap between our earthly existence
and then our higher frequency existence. Things like communication, like what are words really, right? Until they're heard, and what do they mean? And intuition, what's that? You can't hold it. What's a conceptual thought? What's knowledge? Like, can you give me some knowledge and can I buy it? No, not really, okay? So the heart also holds things like compassion. And so compassion is where ultimately true power comes in. I tend to personally go between gut and heart. It's a work in progress. As I've increased my ability to communicate, I have been able to bridge that gap between those two things better, okay? So when we're practicing, I want you to start to notice where the power that you have, the true power you have within you, comes from. If you're worrying about stuff, you're wasting everyone's time, including your own, okay? I'm just gonna sum it up. It's an excuse, okay? It makes other people concerned about you. They don't know if you're okay. It's not good. So true power, go to your gut and start to breathe up into the heart, and notice if you can start accessing some compassion first for yourself. And that's where the challenge for me always has been. Compassion for yourself first before you can extend it to others. So I'd like to work on that today. If you feel like your true power is somewhere here, like in your lower belly or even lower in the root chakra, start moving some of that up, okay? That you're dealing in higher concepts, not just earth-based stuff. Let's do it. Engaging Mula Bandha is going to help you move up and out of that area by being strong. Come to the top of your mat. Take 2 breaths and breathe into that space within you where you feel like your true power lives. And also, don't judge yourself. Don't be disappointed if the true power is lower in the body. Okay, many people go their entire lifetime just completely relying on primal instincts. Bring your hands to your heart. A couple of breaths, cleansing if necessary. Inhale, raise your arms. And exhale, bow down. And look up halfway, and then come back. Inhalation, upward facing dog. Exhalation, downward facing dog. Taking a couple of breaths here. So we're going to move into some of our poses that rely a great deal on primal energy. The standing poses like warrior, like triangle, like goddess, although that starts to get interesting. Take your left foot forward for warrior 2. Notice how as you engage your pelvic floor and your low belly strength, not only can you ground more deeply into your feet and your legs, but now you have more space on either side body, and you can lift your ribs up off the waist and now create more space across your heart. So creating and acknowledging this strong foundation allows for you to start accessing some of your higher frequency feeling, thinking, and being. We're going to cross the left arm underneath the right at the elbow and the wrist. Bring your eyes so that they face a long mirrored wall. And notice if your right shoulder is forward of your left, and gently start to steer it back and lift the elbows up in line with your shoulders. Notice how when we bring the arms into the binding, that it creates a very isolated energy that now can run up and down your spine on all sides. Keep re-engaging Mula Bandha, pulling in, up, and back with the belly. Strengthen in the legs. Lift the ribs off the waist. Keep the elbows in line with the shoulders. Tuck the tail. And take 2 breaths, and notice if you can get some of your breath up through your solar plexus and up across the chest and the heart. If it's difficult to breathe in the front of the heart, breathe in the back. Release your eagle arms. Tilt it over into triangle. Straight legs. Taking 2 more breaths here. Keep engaging your legs, tucking your tail. Turn your waist, turn your chest, turn your shoulders, turn your neck. Frame your forward foot, drop your back knee down. We're coming into split. Go ahead and extend your left leg forward. Don't gripe, just go in. And send the right leg back. Try to get your pelvis to come to the ground, or put a block underneath your forward leg if necessary. Notice if your right shoulder is behind your left, and gently steer the right shoulder around. If you can get your entire pelvis down onto the floor, reach your arms above your head and put your hands in prayer. Reach back and grab your right leg. Bring it forward. Pull your left knee back into Virasana. Left leg is back into half hero. Right leg is extended out in front of you. Moving into Triangle Mukha Pada Paschimottanasana. Lifting the arms above the head. Exhalation breath, come forward. If you used a block before, for your split, you might want to put your block underneath your floating right buttock. If you're askew, so your left leg should be back in half hero, and your right leg should be straight. And we're going to come forward over the front leg. Inhale and come up. Bring both legs out in front of you. Rock back. Grab a hold of your big toes and rock up into Umbaya Padangusthasana and stick it. You might have to try it a couple times. Have a sense of humor, it's healthy. Good, then cross your legs, plant your hands, bring it on back. You can take a vinyasa, or you can just come straight to downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths, you might need a cleansing breath. Good, let's take your right foot forward for warrior 2. Holding the pose. Draw your low belly in from the pelvic floor. Cross the right arm underneath the left, at the elbow and at the wrist. Lift the elbows up. Notice if your left shoulder is forward or the right. Bring it back. Notice if you can start to work some of your breath further up. Into the chest. It's scary to breathe into the heart. The heart feels like it's fragile, but it's not. It's super, super strong. It's just a misconception. I've literally never met a person who hadn't had a broken heart, ever. Breathe in there. And then release the arms and
bring it into triangle. Notice when you're not bound, if you can move some of that energy faster and deeper. Your energy, your life force, your breath. You don't have to be some sort of master yogi, swami sitting on top of a mountain. Breathe. They're human. So are you. Put your hands down on either side of your foot and then drop your back knee and bring it into your split. Maybe this side will be better. Maybe not. Here and bring your left leg forward and pull that right knee back into half hero. Now clearly if you did the other side before, just go ahead and do your other side now. And lift your arms up and come forward. Trianga Mukha Pada Paschimottanasana. Downward facing deep western stretch. Bring your back leg forward and we're going to rock all the way back. Grab your big toes and rock all the way up and stick it. Release your feet down to the ground and lie all the way down on your back. Lift both of your legs up, skyward. Put your hands behind your head in an interlace. Wrap your elbows around your head. Elbows pointing up. Pull your right knee in toward your chest and drop your left foot 45 degrees. Curl your upper back and take the left elbow toward the outside of the right thigh. Hold. Pull, engage Mula Bandha, low belly in. Come center. Keep your shoulder blades off the ground. Pull the left knee in, extend the right leg, 45 degrees. Turn and rotate, taking the right elbow toward the outside of the left thigh, holding. Pull your low belly in. Inhale, center, keep the head up, shoulders up, switch the legs. Do you feel your low belly engaging? Yes? This is good. Turn, left elbow goes outside right thigh. Hold. Pull belly in, tuck the tailbone. Inhale, center. Exhale. Extend, turn, twist. Right elbow outside of left thigh. Hold. Low belly in. Pull knees in towards the chest. Relax the head and give yourself a hug. You would be hard pressed to feel that type of sensation in your low abdomen even after doing like 500 sit-ups. You see, it's the isolation, it's the slow motion, it's the hold. Let's try it one more time just so that I make sure that you understand. Lifting the legs up. up, and then take the left elbow to the outside of the right thigh, pull the low belly in and hold. You should also activate your straight leg better. Good. Inhalation, come to center, pulling the left knee in and extending the right leg out, turning and holding. And as you pull your belly in, engage your right leg more. Inhale, center, switching the legs, holding the pose, left elbow is outside right thigh. Inhale, center, last side. Left knee is in, right leg is extending, turning and twisting and holding. And coming to the center line. Ooh, give yourself a little hug. Now what we're going to do from here is we're going to place the feet down. And this is going to be interesting because we don't typically do a lot of ab work before we go, for instance, into a wheel. However, you really need to use your abdominals in the low belly when you do wheel, all your poses. So this is going to just heighten your awareness. If you're not doing wheel, you can do bridge. But right now, bring your knees together and your feet hip distance or wider. Loop your tail under, lifting and tilting the pelvis a little bit towards your face. Turn your fingers so that they point towards your heels unless you're doing bridge. Take an inhalation, come on the crown of the head unless you're neck injured. And on the exhalation, we're going to take it all the way up. And notice if you can engage your low belly here and notice what kind of freedom you get into your wheel and into your upper back specifically. What I'm hoping is you don't feel it so much in your low back, but rather in your upper back. Good, and lower. And then you can grab behind your thighs and rock and roll yourself up a few times, cross the legs, and come back into downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up, we're going into half pigeon. Bring the knee forward. Send the right leg back. Walk your hands back. Adjust your shin so that you have some opening happening in your hip. Lift your chest up and then drag your chest forward. Good, and then inhale and come up. Bring your right leg forward. Take your left leg over your shoulder for compass. Left leg goes over the shoulder. Right hand goes across the top of left foot. Left hand comes down onto the mat. And you straighten your leg and lift. Go to your working level. Maybe you just work on the part where you lift your leg up over the shoulder and work on opening up your hip. The first part of the pose is here. Good, and then releasing from there, cross your legs, plant your hands, step back, coming into down dog. Bring your feet toward each other. Go ahead and lift up your right leg. And bring it forward for half pigeon. Walk your hands back, lift your chest up, and then drag your chest forward. level your hips. One more breath. And then you slowly come up and bring your left leg forward and take your right leg over your shoulder. Work on the first part. And then take your left hand across the top of your right foot. Right hand goes down. Take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, bring it into compass. Good, and then lower. This time, left leg is extended. Bring your right heel up into half lotus. Put your hands on either side of your hips and hold here. Then release your right leg and go get your left and bring it into half lotus. And releasing from there, we're going to go upside down for 5 minutes, and so you can find a spot anywhere in the room if you're not going to freestand at your mat. And might I recommend that you work on something that helps you to open up your chest. So a good pose would be like forearm balance. Another one would be Sirsasana 1, headstand. Okay, handstand is good. Sirsasana 2 is good, but they allow for a lot of space around the chest, okay? The other poses that I just mentioned, you have to find the space around your chest. They're more challenging to find that space. So go ahead and find your spot and set up. Don't be shy. Everybody here has been practicing for the most part quite a long time. It's also really important not to default to what your ego wants, but rather what you need. And of course, it's always fine to just go over a block. it's okay if you came down and took a small rest and then you decide to go back up. We have another minute. Down and rest. Head down. Good. Keep your head below your heart for 10 breaths. If you find that you're tight around your neck and shoulders, feel free to interlace behind you and stretch your arms up and over. Gently unwind. And turn around so that you can see me. We're going to move into simple alternate nostril breathing. What you do is you take the index finger and the middle finger, okay, and you fold them down so that what you have left is your ring finger, your pinky, and your thumb, okay? Okay. And so, ideally, your pinky and your ring finger lay next to one another, and it creates the same size as your thumb, but it's kind of difficult at first to control. Okay, I had some trouble for quite a few years. Over time, now it comes more naturally. However, if it's just not working, like your pinky finger is not going with your ring finger, then hold it out like you're having, tea. Okay, just let it be. Okay, because really we need to focus on the ring finger and the thumb. Classically, you hold the breath in between the sides, things like this, but we're going to do simple, alternate nostril. We're going to go in one side and out the other, then in the side, we just exhale, and out the other. For instance, up in through the right, out through the left, in through the left, out through the right. Okay, that will be considered one full round. And we're going to do 10 of those. The reason I'm doing it this way, several reasons, to get you A, used to it, and B, because it's safe for anybody, okay? Anybody. If you have any kind of contraindication, it's still safe. When you start retaining the breath, things start to get a little more complicated, okay? And so go ahead and fold down the index and middle finger, and if you can, bring your pinky with your ring finger. Go ahead and grab a hold of your nose, not at the very bottom, but right where the bridge of the nose goes from bone to cartilage. And don't hold with the pads of your fingers, hold with your nails. If you have long nails, hold with the pads of your fingers. Okay. Tuck your chin onto your chest. And you're going to notice your breath tries to come up, right? Ground, Mula Bandha. Then open the right nostril and take an inhale for a count of 5. Close it, open the left, exhale for 5. Through the left, inhalation. Close it, open the right, exhalation. For 5, in. Close it, out the left. In the left. Close it, out the right. Three more rounds. In. Close it, out. In. Close it, out. 2 more rounds. Sit up tall. Keep your chin tucked. It's hard to keep track of this stuff. When we add the breath retention, it starts to get even more fancy. And then when you have completed those last 2 rounds, then you're just going to sit up tall and take 3 Ujjayi style breaths, and that's how I'll know that everybody is done. Notice if some of your energy is moving a little bit more freely and at a little bit of a higher frequency in the physical body. Can you get up out of the solar plexus, up out of the pelvis, up into your heart, maybe up into your throat or your third eye? Maybe you got a good idea. Once you've taken your 3 Ujjayi, so don't rush. And once you've taken your 3 Ujjayi, you can recline, just happy baby for a little bit. Okay, so lie on your back. Everybody's facing the right way at this point, towards the parking lot. Lie all the way down, and we just rock it back and forth. Alternate nostril breathing balances out the hemispheres in your brain. Makes you feel literally more balanced. Not too excited, not too down, right in the middle. Stillness, and give yourself a nice squeeze. And we're going to place the feet onto the mat. Pick up the hips and move them left. Pull the knees into the chest and drop the knees over to the right, supine twisting. Top leg comes up, followed by bottom. Hips move over to the right. Knees come in and drop the knees left. Lift your top leg followed by your bottom. Come into the center. Shavasana. Extend your legs. Bring your arms down by your sides. And let your toes flop open, your palms face up. Rest. To you something. This is from the Dhammapada. It is called The Wise. It says, if you see someone wise can steer you away from the wrong path, follow that person as you would one who can reveal hidden treasures. Only good can come out of it. Let them admonish or instruct or restrain you from what is wrong. They will be loved by the good, but disliked by the bad. And make friends with those who are good and true, not with those who are bad and false. To follow the Dharma, revealed by the Noble Ones, is to live in joy with a serene mind. As irrigators lead water where they want, as archers make their arrows straight, as carpenters carve wood, the wise shape their minds. As a solid rock cannot be moved by the wind, the wise are not shaken by praise or blame. When they listen to the words of the Dharma, their minds become calm and clear like the waters of a still lake. Good people keep on walking whatever happens. They do not speak vain words and are the same in good fortune and bad. If one desires neither children nor wealth nor power nor success by unfair means, know such a one to be good, wise, and virtuous. Few are those who reach the other shore. Most people keep running up and down this shore. But those who follow the Dharma, when it has been taught well, will reach the other shore, hard to reach, beyond the power of death. They leave darkness behind and follow the light. They give up home and leave pleasure behind, calling nothing their own. They purify their hearts and rejoice. Well trained in the 7 fields of enlightenment, their senses disciplined and freed from attachments, they live in freedom, full of light. The 7 fields of enlightenment are mindfulness, investigation, energy, happiness, tranquility, concentration, and equanimity. And thank you for letting me teach you. And Liz teach you this morning. Namaste.